All right, let's fire up a conversation about a really cool piece of grilling tech. Today, we're digging into something that promises to fix some of the biggest headaches of backyard barbecues, the smokeless charcoal grill. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You crave that authentic charcoal flavor. But the idea of dealing with all that smoke, the endless waiting, and the annoyed neighbors, ugh. If that sounds familiar, then you're going to want to hear this. So before we get to the solution, let's really set the stage and talk about the classic charcoal grilling problem that pretty much everyone has experienced. Yeah, we all have this dream, don't we? You imagine that incredible, smoky taste, getting that perfect sear on a burger, just having a great time with friends. But the reality, well, it's often a giant cloud of smoke that makes your eyes water, a super long wait for the coals to get hot, and then the dreaded messy cleanup at the end of the night. But what if you could actually get the dream without the frustrating reality? That's exactly the promise of the smokeless charcoal grill. And honestly, it's a total game changer. So what is this thing really? Just think of it as the evolution of your classic grill. It's been totally re-engineered to give you that authentic charcoal flavor we all love, but with way less smoke, less messy ash, and a much lighter touch on the environment. And, this isn't just for one specific type of person. It's fantastic for urban grillers living in an apartment who, don't want to smoke out their entire building. It's great for cooks who are eco-conscious, for the flavor purists who just refuse to give up that real charcoal taste, and it's perfect for campers and tailgaters who need something portable and super efficient. Okay, so how in the world does it actually work? How does it pull this off? Well, it's not magic or anything. It's just some really, really smart engineering. At its core, the whole idea is about completely rethinking the basics of grilling. We're talking about how the grill handles the fire, the airflow, and the fuel itself. It's really like a four-step strategy to defeat smoke. First, it's all about advanced airflow. A lot of these have a little fan inside that gets the charcoal burning super hot and efficiently from the get-go. Second, and this is huge, is grease management. Shields and drip pans stop fat from dripping onto the hot coals, because that's the number one cause of those giant smoke flare-ups. Third, the design works best with cleaner fuels. And finally, some models even have what's called a secondary combustion chamber, which it pretty much burns the smoke itself before it can escape. The whole system works together to stop smoke at every point. So all that tech is fascinating, but what does it actually mean when you're, trying to cook dinner? Let's talk about the real-world benefits. Okay, the biggest win is obvious. You get that incredible charcoal flavor with barely any smoke. But it's more than that. That fan-driven airflow means the grill heats up way faster and it gives you really consistent, even heat. So no more annoying hot spots. It's also better for the planet and, frankly, safer for you since you're not breathing in a bunch of irritants. Plus, a lot of these are so versatile you can grill, smoke, and even bake with them. And just for a second, let's really focus on that preheating time. We're talking 10 to 15 minutes and you are ready to cook. Now compare that to the half hour, 40 minutes you might wait for a traditional grill. When you're hungry, that is a massive, massive difference. All right, so it sounds pretty amazing, right? But hey, no gadget is perfect for absolutely everyone. So let's get real and weigh the pros and cons. This is the big question you've got to ask yourself before you decide to upgrade anything, really. What are the downsides? What do you need to know before jumping in? So in the pro column, you've got that amazing flavor, very little smoke, it heats up fast, and they're usually pretty portable. The trade-offs? Well, the initial cost is definitely higher than your basic kettle grill. There's a little bit of a learning curve, mostly just getting the hang of the fan speed to control your temperature. And let's be clear, it's smokeless, not completely zero smoke. And you'll get your best results if you use the recommended cleaner burning fuels. So what's the bottom line here? It really all comes down to this. If you're the kind of person who really values convenience, speed, and a cleaner way to cook, but you absolutely refuse to give up that authentic charcoal flavor, then yes, this is an incredibly worthy upgrade. It's that perfect sweet spot between old-school tradition and modern convenience. So if you're feeling ready to swap all that smoke and waiting for pure flavor and convenience, you can check out all the different models and options. For all the details and to find one for yourself, just head over to the source for all this info. Fair's Solution. Thanks for tuning in.